Bridge Transport Limited. This is the third and final race from Autopolis, and even though we've got some guys missing for this round of the championship, we've seen some great finishes in race 1 and race 2. Race 2 in the wet, and looks like race 3 is in the wet also. So reverse grid, Sniper George currently in first place, Sniper Viper in first place, Sideways George in second. Let's get this right. Third, it goes to Smurf. Hoppers in fourth, Aaron fifth, Vexed in sixth, Phil is seventh on the grid, Aussie eighth, K Jones in ninth, and Bailey in 10th place. So another wet one for you guys. Ready for the lights? And we're away. Sniper moves down into fourth. Sideways George up into first place. Let's go with your race leader. Got a cracking start, did Sideways George. Can he hang on to the end? He's got Aussie chasing him down, and Aaron currently in third place. Looking good for Sideways George at the moment, really chucking it down here at Autopolis GP. Aussie on the attack once more. Oh, goes down the inside, does Aussie? Does he take him? And he takes him, so Aussie moves up into first place. Sideways George into second, followed by Aaron in third. He's got Bailey currently in fourth position. Really chucking it down here in his third and final one. Not easy conditions. Bailey in there in fourth place. Down the field just a little bit more. We've got Sniper, K Jones and Phil and Vexed. Phil 7th, Vexed in 8th place. Doing really well. I was going to say doing really well keeping the cars on the track, and as I say, that Sniper goes off and moves down into 9th place. Hoppers up into 8th. Smurf currently in 10th place, not too far behind. Sniper though in 9th place, fighting back after that 8th position of Hoppers. Bailey in third, looking to take Sideways George. That second spot going down the inside. Dandy takes him, and he makes it stick. Also Aaron goes through. Looking there for Sideways George. Wait for that wider line. Lost a couple of places and moved down to 4th place. K Jones in 5th, and we've got Phil not too far behind him in 6th place. Phil on the attack now as he goes for the wider line on K Jones. He's going to take him as, oh, a bit of a twitch there from the guy just in front, which was Sideways George. K Jones just hangs on to that 5th position from Phil. Great racing from these guys, nice and close in these not so good conditions. So K Jones currently in 5th. Phil is after him. Oh, Phil, was going to take a look down the inside of K Jones. Didn't quite pull it off this time, but K Jones is after Sideways George and moves up into 4th place now. So K Jones up into 4th place. Just hangs on to his car around that section of the track, around that right-hander. Phil in 5th, Vexed in 6th place. Nothing whatsoever at the moment between Phil and Vex. Good luck scrap here between them two guys. Sideways George also in the mix. Currently in 7th, and we've got a little bit of a gap between 5th, 6th and 7th, and down to Smith in 8th place. Vex now really giving it to Phil. Phil doing his level best, trying on to that 5th place. Going to be right in the draft now. Looking for that few more horsepower as we come into this right-hander. Looks like Phil's going to hang on to that 5th place, and he does just from Vexed, from Sideways and Smith in 8th. Aussie, your race leader and the fastest guy, 2:13, 2:58 on the track at the moment. Let's see how Aussie is getting on in that 1st place. Ooh, looks like he's pulled a bit of a lead out of Bailey. See how far Ben is behind him. Yeah, just a couple of corners. So looking good at the moment for Aussie in that 1st place. Now then, Aaron and Kay Jones. Kay Jones, your championship leader. Looks like he's going to go down the inside of Aaron, and he does. Does he make it stick? Yeah, he does for the time being, but Aaron is sticking with him, so championship leader moves up into 3rd place. Fighting back though is Aaron, staying with him. Top 4 guys moving away now. Phil in 5th. You can see them 2 guys just in front of him, can Phil, so he's not that far behind. Just a couple, 1.5, 2 seconds behind is Phil. And we've got Vexed in 6th. And Sideways George, just see him in the camera shot there. The rain has definitely eased off. Oh, Vex goes down the inside of Aaron. Has he got him? Oh, not quite this time. Good attempt, no, there from Vexed. Tried to take Aaron, didn't quite pull it off this time. Sideways George, then we've got Smurf in 8th. Aussie still hanging on to that lead. Here is the battle at the moment between these two. 5th and 6th. Aaron Vexed. Phil now under great pressure from Aaron to come to the 8-minute mark already. Feels like about 2 minutes, but we're into the 8-minute mark on this 3rd and final one from Autopolis. Go back at your race leader Aussie, see how he's doing. Kay Jones currently sitting in 3rd place as your fastest guy, 2:07.380. Oh, barely really on the tack now of Aussie. Aussie's under major pressure from Bailey. Kay Jones also in the mix in that 3rd place. And into the pits goes Aussie. Just pit stop for Aussie in this almost 10-minute mark. So Bailey takes the lead with Aussie pitting. an early pit stop for Aussie. Maybe a good race strategy in his third and final one. Oh, a bit of a twitch there from Bailey. Looks like the track is drying out a little bit in parts. These two guys are the front runners in the championship at the moment, battling it out. Around this tight left-hander now, then back hard onto the power once more, going down through the gears. Let's go back a little bit more. We've got a little battle going up between Aussie and Phil. Phil just hanging on to that third place. Aussie is after him. Nothing between these two. Great little scrap. Vexed also in the mix in that fifth place. Just waiting in the wings for these two guys maybe to make a mistake. Still neck and neck between Aaron and Phil. Oh, Vex is going to go down the inside of Phil. Two teammates. Don't take each other out, guys. Good racing from these lead four guys. Unfortunately, Phil moves down into fifth place. Still got Vex in his sights though. This is going to be a battle between Vexed and Phil, fourth and fifth. Oh, Vexed, oh, he goes off and, oh, unlucky Vexed, unlucky mate, and Phil moves up into fourth place. Maybe he was feeling the pressure a little bit from Phil, who knows. Let's go down the field a bit, sideways Georgia there in sixth place, just got him there. He's just got Vexed in camera shot there. Smith, seventh. Oh, it goes off. Back on track once more. How far is Aussie behind him? Just a corner or so. Oh, he's got Smith in his sights now. Then we've got Sniper fighting it out with Hoppers, 9th and 10th. Good little scrap here at the back. This Hopper's going to go down. No, not quite close enough this time. Doing his level best is Hoppers to stick with Sniper. Just about a second or so between these two guys, 9th and 10th. Sniper and Hoppers, good little scrap. Let's go on board with Hoppers, see how far behind him he is. Just a couple of seconds between these two guys. So Bailey in the pits, top three are in the pits. Bailey, K Jones, oh, loads in the pits. Aaron, Phil and Vexed also in the pits. Phil just coming out of the pits now. Oh, and, oh, massive spin there from Bailey. Oh, lucky mate. Oh, he's not going to be happy with that. Is Bailey and moves down into fifth place. Maybe came out of the pitch just a little bit too quick on them cold tyres. Lucky there for Bailey. Moves down into fifth. He's got Vexed carrying a 3-second penalty. And the guy behind him, Aaron, also carrying a penalty, a 3-second penalty. So 5th, 6th and 7th carrying 3-second penalties. which I'm guessing they picked up either going into the pits or out of the pits. Oh, and Aaron goes on to the grey stuff. Oh, look, Aaron is going to hang to that 7th place. Yeah, hanging on to 7th. Oh, loads of stuff. I nearly swore then, you can't swear on YouTube, Jesus, I'll have me banned. Loads of stuff going off in this 3rd and final one, and Kay Jones, championship leader, currently in the lead. Is he going to take the win, this 3rd and final one from Autopolis? What's the gap between himself and Sideways George? Sideways George has got him in his sights just. So still plenty of time on the board for Sideways George to catch up to Kay Jones. Aussie currently sits in 3rd. Oh, he's pulling Sideways George in. Oh, Sideways George goes a little bit wide there onto the green stuff. Oh, lucky where's Sideways George? Where's he gone? Oh, he's gone to the pits. So Sideways George into the pits. Aussie moves up into 2nd through, goes up into 3rd place. Loads of stuff going off in this 3rd and final one. Looks like conditions out there are drying up a little bit. Still a few wet patches on track, but there's a lot of dry patches also. So looking good at the moment for Phil in that 3rd place, currently on the podium. He's got Bailey chasing him down there. And we've got a gap to Aaron, Sideways George, Smurf, Vex currently in 8th place. No pressure on Vex whatsoever. Hoppers and Sniper fighting out here, 9th and 10th. Around this sharp right hand, the 2nd gear back out onto the power one, small up into 3rd. Can Hoppers get a little bit closer to Sniper, take that 9th position off him. Oh, giving it everything he's got as Hoppers. Nothing between these two, probably about half a second if that, between 9th and 10th. So Hopper's doing well at the moment, sticking with the guy in front of him, Sniper. Kay Jones, your race leader. Really drying out on track at the moment, not many patches whatsoever. Looks like the wet patches are off the racing line, so I'm not sure what these guys are running tyre wise at the moment, but it's looking good for Kay Jones. Aussie in 2nd, and about a corner behind him is Phil. Looking good for Phil at the moment. 3rd place, currently on the podium. As you can see in that camera shot, Bailey is not too far behind him. About a 1.5 seconds between Phil, or a couple of seconds between Phil and Bailey, 3rd and 4th. Aaron on his own, same with Sideways. Smith and Vexed. Oh, looks like Vex went a little bit wider there. Might have lost him a little bit of time on Smurf. Sniper and Hoppers. Bit of a gap between them guys. Let's go back up with your race leader, Kay Jones. No major battles going off at the moment. Everybody is pretty much spread out. With just over 10 minutes remaining of this third and final one from Autopolis. Wants to put a few more points on the leaderboard as Kay Jones, championship leader. Good second here for Aussie. Aussie's just got about just over 10 minutes remaining to keep Phil off him. Currently in third. Looks like Phil's closing him down just a little bit. Yeah, can just see him in his sights there, can't he? And Bailey's not, what, about 3 seconds behind Phil, maybe 3 or 4 seconds. Giving everything he's got as Phil to catch up to Aussie. It looks like he's pulling him in just a little bit. Just trying to squeeze every inch of horsepower out of his car. Bailey in fourth, we've got Aaron in fifth. Let's go down the field. Sideways George, 6th place. Just see Smurf in the camera shot there behind in 7th. He's got Vexed after him, just a cut. Less than a corner between these two guys, Smurf and Vexed. Good straight line speed as Vexed down this section of the track. Still a good 9 minutes remaining of this third and final one. Still enough time for Vexed to catch up to Smurf and maybe make a pass on him. Getting a little bit closer now, he's Vexed, and he can definitely see him in his sights. Nothing between these two. Has a little look down the inside as Vexed not quite, oh, I was going to say not quite close enough. A little bit of a twitch there from Vexed. Giving everything he's got to get a bit closer to Smurf. Great little scrap here. Less than a second now, half a second, if that, between these two. Kay Jones still hanging on to that lead from Aussie in second and Phil in third. Now then, is Vexed going down the start-finish line? No, it's not quite close enough this time. Let's just take a look back at your race leader, see how he's doing. Kay Jones looking good for him at the moment. Championship leader. Ozzy, oh Ozzy, oh I thought Ozzy was going to go a little bit wide there, keeps it on the tarmac though. Major pressure from Phil in third place, just behind him. Nothing between these two. Conditions out on track really dried up. Be interested to know what sort of tyres these guys running in these dry conditions now around Autopolis. Just behind Phil is barely in fourth place. Just saw him there coming around that final corner. Phil sticking with Ozzy. Just under 5 minutes to go in his third and final one. Just take a look down the field. So there's Bailey, Aaron pretty much on his own. Also sideways George and Smurf. Vex carrying half a second penalty, currently in 8th place. No pressure on him. Also goes for Sniper in 9th, and Hopper's currently in 10th. Blue flags are out and K Jones goes through, so Hopper's in 10th place. Final 4 minutes. Unless K Jones makes a outrageous mistake, he's definitely going to take the win, his third and final one. Ozzy and Phil still battling it out. These are the closest guys. Bailey in the mix. Aaron's not too far behind him in 5th place. Start finish line once more. Looks like Bailey's getting a little bit closer, doesn't it, to Phil. I'm sure Phil don't want to give away that 3rd place, that podium position to Bailey. It's not going to be easy though. Quite a bit of tyre wear on the front left on Bailey's car. Let's see what the tyre wear is on. Looks like the tyre wear is a little bit more on the front left on Phil's car. So this could be interesting. Battle of the tyre wear. Looks like Bailey might have the advantage on that score. We'll see how it pans out. 27.5 minutes gone. K Jones 1:52.301. Race leader, fastest guy on the track. Looks like Bailey's getting a little bit closer to Phil. Oh, major pressure now on Phil from Bailey. Bailey went down that inside, but Phil said, no, not this time, mate. Hang on to that 3rd spot. Here we go, down the start finish straight. Bailey now into the draft of Phil. Is he going to take him? Moves out. Goes down the inside of Phil. Battle on the brakes for this one. Oh, great racing. And does Bailey make it stick, or is Phil going to fight back? Oh, good pass there from Bailey. Unlucky Phil. Good attempt there for Tango to that third spot. Still in fourth. Still plenty of points for the championship, even if he does finish in fourth place. So a good battle there between Bailey and Phil. Good clean stuff from the League 4 guys. Ultimate Racing League around Autopolis. Come to the closing stages. You've got to go back up with your race leader, which is Kay Jones. After storming races, Kay Jones in his third and final one. Drifting it round these corners. Now we have confirmation on his final lap. And there he goes over the line. Congratulations to Kay Jones. Wait, taking the win, and the third and the final race from Autopolis. Looks like Ozzy's going to take second place. Not too far behind him is Bailey, but I think Ozzy is going to hang on in there. And he does. Such a great second place finish there for Ozzy. Bailey takes third. Phil brings it over the line in fourth place, followed by Aaron Shirley in fifth. Yeah, good fifth place there for Aaron. Over the line he goes. And there'll be a sixth finish position for Sideways George. There he goes in sixth place over the line. Well done to him. Sniper's finished in ninth. Smith's going to take seventh. Over the line he goes. Seventh place for Smith then. Vexed in eighth. Sniper and Hoppers 10th. Great racing, guys. We'll see you next week for the next round of the championship.